Like the annual flu shot, that's what U.S. health officials want to do with the COVID-19 vaccinations. The Food and Drug Administration is proposing the plan and is set to ask a panel of outside vaccine experts about it this Thursday. According to online documents, FDA scientists say many Americans now have, quote, sufficient pre-existing immunity. More than 80% of the U.S. population has at least one dose of the shot. 16% of those eligible got the latest boosters that were authorized in August. Again, the FDA is looking to make the COVID vaccines an annual event for American citizens. We'll have much more on this meeting throughout the week and, of course, bring you the very latest updates.
Meanwhile, a new lawsuit brought by the states of Texas and Oklahoma seeking to reverse a 2017 Department of Health and Human Services for declaring a public health emergency within the United States. According to the Daily Caller, the states accused the Department of Health and Human Services of unlawfully delegating the authority to declare a public health emergency in the United States to the WHO. So the question then arises, is the World Health Organization setting policy here in the U.S.? Well, Ken Paxton's going to answer that. He is the Attorney General of the state of Texas. Great state of Texas there. AG, good to see you. I appreciate the time. I'm not going to talk to you about the Dallas Cowboys, I promise you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. But getting to this very serious matter here, in this suit, you call the World Health Organization having the right to determine the medical definition of a public health emergency in the U.S. unlawful. What about the 2017 rule in specific is unlawful or unconstitutional in your opinion?
So under the Constitution, this is the role of Congress and the United States to make this decision. We can't delegate under the Constitution the authority of an outside organization that's not even in the U.S., the authority to make these national decisions. I don't even think Congress could delegate the authority to the people. Now, Congress could make that decision. They could pass a law that decided when we have a health emergency, but there's nothing in the Constitution that allows delegation of authority to an outside World Health Organization. And so it's pretty important to me, and I think to the citizens of this country, that those authorities are in the rightful place.
It does bring up the question about China, too, when you talk about the WHO and you think back to 2020 when the virus came out and, again, the origins of COVID, again, not allowing the United States CDC to come to the facilities to conduct their own investigations. The WHO came under fire for being heavily influenced by China and for neglecting to hold China to account for withholding that critical information of the spread of the virus, COVID-19. So, again, talk to us about the dangers of that, of the power of the WHO and how China could potentially benefit from that.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the reasons the founders didn't want delegation of authority outside of Congress. They were suspicious of outside organizations, especially when they're overseas. They're in a country that may not be friendly to us. In this case, China is clearly not friendly to us. And they're making decisions. They're being influenced by China, and they're being influenced by other countries that may not have our best interests and very likely don't have our best interests in mind. They may have the best interest in China in mind, but they don't have our best interests. So clearly, the Biden administration is not only violating the Constitution, but they're not looking out for the best interests of the citizens of this country.
All right, Texas State Attorney General Ken Paxton joining us live again on that very serious note. Ken, good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.